It's the Big Rich Live on the Mike Radio Show here on YouTube. The real news and strong opinions given here. A platform to chop up game with the family, you dig?
What's good, people? What's good, people? Big Rich here, and this is the Big Rich Live on the Mike Radio Show here on YouTube. It's hump day, y'all, and I'm not in the best of moods. I should be in a pretty good mood. You know, I had a great weekend. For all those who voiced your displeasure that we didn't have a Saturday show or a movie review, I apologize, but decided to spend some quality time with the wifey, and we had a good Father's Day. Had a pretty good weekend overall, but there's a lot of people, a lot of my people, a lot of people that look like me that didn't have a good weekend. Will never, possibly ever have a great weekend again. And those are the three stories that we're going to talk about today. So we're going to jump into them deep, try to explain and chop it up and answer a lot of your questions and concerns that you guys have sent me either through DM with Instagram, Big Rich Live on the mic, _ between each word, or back and forth on Twitter, capital B, capital R, live on the mic. And, you know, I already know I'm going to anger some, make others feel righteous, hopefully open eyes and more so open ears, because a lot of us are not listening. A lot of us are not hearing. That they hear you, but they're not listening. A lot of us look at things through jaundiced, bigoted, and racist eyes, and you see things wrong. You see things different. And before I finish, I'll say, you know, because I want to say last week, you know, somebody decided to use the N-word on the comments below, and I answered them, and I was going to keep it up, but a couple of you guys and gals had asked me to take it down because they didn't want to read it. So I say this, hey, it's a free country. You can say whatever you want to say, but this is my little platform. Yeah, we only got 1,500. As a matter of fact, we just jumped up to 1,549, almost 1,550. This is my show. This is my platform. So if you don't like what's going on, kick rocks. Get the hell off my page. Because what you're going to do is you're going to get blocked because you ain't going to do shit. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how somebody can call you in, you know, from their mama's basement, you know, or they in the library using a library card on the library computer. So if you don't like what I'm saying, kiss my ass. I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to be vogue and everything like that, but that's pretty much it. So let's move on to what we're going to talk about. You guys can see on the bottom of the screen, so I don't have to go through all of our contact information, but the 1-800 number is wide open. Call us anytime, 24/7, 365, and leave your comment and or question, and I'll see what I can do to either answer it via Twitter if it's a smaller question, but if it's a big question, I'll put it in one of the stories that we do here on the shows. So the first thing we're going to talk about, you know, everybody should be talking about it. I know it was trending on Twitter, and a lot of people are outraged, and that was the acquittal of Yanez. I can't even remember his name. His coward ass police officer from St. Paul, Minneapolis, got acquitted last week. I think it was Thursday. Got acquitted Thursday. Actually, it was Thursday. And I can't say that I'm surprised. I can't say that I didn't see this coming. What I can say is this probably angered me more than the other acquittals. And I'll tell you why. Actually, I can't even say that because the Oklahoma City one angered me just as much because you actually saw that the same way here. Then I said, you know, I'm going to back up off of Twitter. I'm not going to say something that I'm going to later regret. When I say later regret, I don't have to answer to nobody. You know, I'm my own person. You know what I'm saying? I'm retired. I don't have to answer to anybody, but I have to answer to myself. And I try to keep some type of civility to me when I'm talking and when I'm tweeting because, you know, you have to, that's not how my mom raised me. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to be the angry black man, if you will. So I said, well, I'm going to back up off and then I'll go through what's the real deal. Well, come Friday, I just couldn't do it. I could not it was all coming at me, you know, and then you had the Bill Cosby case, which we'll talk about that briefly. And then later on the weekend, Jason Whitlock's coon ass again with his nonsense. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to take a break. I spent some time with the wife. We went to see Corey Holcomb, 5150 Nation, my man. And we had a good time. And I was like, you know, I'll gather my thoughts, see what other information comes across the wire, what you guys send me and stuff like that. And then I'll be more apt to make a cohesive show, if you will, a very informative show. And it is just not like a rant, cussing and yelling and acting crazy. Well, I'm here. I'm trying not to cuss and I'm trying not to yell. But then we see Monday, we see the dash cam, and you can hear, you know, you really got to hear it, but you can hear when the cop gets there, Philando Castile tells him in a baritone, non-threatening voice, "Sir, I need to tell you that I have a gun on me. I have a weapons permit. I have a permit to carry it." Coward ass say, "Well, don't grab for it. Give me whatever. Philando, you could hear him say, "Sir, nobody's grabbing for my gun." And then seven bullets rang out. Now, on that, not seeing the video, right? You could be like, okay, there's something went wrong. If that's all it was, I got to convict this man. But when you see the video and you see what the deal is, what angers me is the same video that we saw the last 2 days, because I refuse to watch it and I'm not going to post it here. If you haven't seen the video, Google it. I am not going to post these videos. I'm just not. You know, I just finished watching Benjamin Dixon's show. He posts. I will not do that. I won't. Not at all. But what angers you the most is that 12 jurors or 8 jurors or 10 jurors, I don't know what was the denomination, saw this same video and acquitted this man. Saw this video and acquitted this man. I am disgraced, not only for our profession, but the way we as law enforcement, even though I'm retired, I've been retired 6 months. Actually, that's a lie. I've been retired since November 1st was my first day of retirement. So I think I want to say that's 8 months, 7-8 months. But I still consider myself a police officer. I still have plenty of friends and brothers and sisters in blue and in green for the sheriff's office and in tan for Florida Highway Patrol. But I am disappointed with like during the trial. Now, experts, I'm not embarrassed about them at all, because those are ambulance chasers. They done found them a hustle where they'll allow, usually white men, they are allowed to go into court as these so-called experts and just basically throw you a bunch of fluff bullshit, basically to give you an excuse to acquit this person because this person has killed an African American. Now, I know a lot of people on Twitter were saying, oh, well, Yanez, whatever his name is, his coward ass is a Hispanic. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? See, a lot of people don't understand. When you sit back and you say that police officers, or not police officers, the police profession is based on a racist and bigoted premise, a lot of people always think that you're talking about just white men. No. You can have black officers acting the same way because you're trying to fit in. A lot of Hispanics consider themselves white anyway. White Hispanic. That's where that whole white Hispanic bullshit came out. So it is the culture. This is how you're taught. These are the field trainers that you're put in front of. These are the drill instructors that when you're in the academy, they're teaching you this crap. Then you are being blasted by propaganda. You know, it's funny. I said this on Twitter and somebody clapped back with, you know, what's all this, you know, propaganda and all this, because I had said that today's media, when it comes to the killing, demeaning, or description of black and brown people in this country, it hasn't evolved. It has been a Nazi-like propaganda where you are basically teaching people who do not look like me to fear me just because of me, just because of the color of my skin. I've never had a criminal record in my life. I think I've only been given 3 tickets in my life, and none in the last 25 years. Why would it? Now, I've been pulled over because I speed. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not a criminal, but I know that I'm looked at as a big black man. I understand that. And I do everything I can to put people at ease, especially when I interact with law enforcement officers who do not know me, who do not understand that I've put in 23 years, bruh. That might be more years than you've actually been born while you bullshitting. So the fact that they sat up there and saw this video, heard the testimony, because they had to see this dash cam video. They probably played the Facebook video again, where his girlfriend was yelling at him. No, sir, this is not what he said. Well, listen to the dash cam. If you would close your mouth, people, and listen and actually look at what you're being presented, instead of falling back on your own bigoted ways and biases, this should have been a clear-cut case for them to convict this man. And I can't even explain to you how many people have reached out to me because they understand, you know, that I am prior law enforcement, basically saying that they don't give a damn. The system is not for them. And it's not. It's not. It's not. I have come to the realization that if you are a low income, low middle to low income, black or brown, preferably African American, there is no justice for you. Every now and again, you'll slip through the cracks where you'll get a public defender, or you'll get some type of advocacy group to defend you in the court of law, and then you fall through the cracks. But you can't sit up there and tell me that there is justice in this country when you have something like this. On the heels of Betty Shelby, something similar. How do you, again, I don't give a damn if you're a woman or not, how do you acquit her when these other officers was around her? They didn't feel threatened enough to shoot, to shoot. But what really bothers me on top of that is when you have fellow officers go in there and sit in that stand and take up for that bullshit, knowing that if it was somebody that they knew or was a different color of person, that they wouldn't say what they just said. His former partner, who no longer with the department, says, oh, well, I believe that he followed policy. I trust him. I would work with him again. Really, bro? Really? So this is somebody who you want to pull over your daughter with your kids. And let's just say, or not even your daughter, your wife and the kids. Let's just say that your wife is having a bad day. Now she's yelling and screaming. Something happened. She on her way. She runs through a red light or what? Now she yelling and screaming. I've had that done plenty of times. Okay, so you trust that guy right there with your family. See, that's just bullshit. And see, the thing is, I could not be a lawyer because I would constantly be getting admonished by the judge if the judge was an idiot or racist, because I'd be like, oh, so you say you trust this man. Okay, so you trust this man to pull over your wife at 2 o'clock in the morning with her kids. That's what you're saying. You fine with everything that he did. You know, I go at them, and it's just horrible. It truly is horrible. Now, on the end of that, you had Michael B. Jordan, who is a up and coming actor, African American, he put out it was an Instagram post yesterday, Tuesday. No, actually, sorry, it was early today, and he was basically saying that he had a Philando Castile, and then he had every African American that got killed in a like unarmed or innocent, you know. And it was like 15. It was no conviction, no conviction, no conviction, no conviction, no conviction, no conviction. That went over pretty good. Then you had Colin Kaepernick, my man, who put a picture of a star, a officer star, usually a deputy, they have stars, and a slave patrol star. And he said, and the caption was, modern day policing is no different than the earliest slave patrol. The slave patrols produced the modern day policing. And then everybody just got crazy. You know, not everybody, but, you know, Caucasian men got crazy. This is why you don't have a job. You know, this is always the one that kills me. I have respect for you, and I followed you, and I appreciate everything you've done, but I got to leave you here. Dude, do your research. Do your research. Do your research. The mantra is the same. It's the same. The fact of the matter that a person, and again, I am speaking from somebody who has worked in the African American community 85% of my career was in the African American neighborhood in what other people would call the hood. And I have never been shot at. I have never had to pull my gun and point it at somebody in anger. Did we have to chase after people? Yep. Did we have to use our aspartame occasionally, your spray, your ass, you know, your pepper spray? Yes. Did you have to cuss out a couple of people? Yes. But don't give me that crap that it's hard out here to be a police officer, because it's not. If you know how to interact with people, know how to respect the person. What I used to teach people, and I'm going along with this, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to both the other two subjects, but what I used to teach the trainees that came into the department, because I was the field training coordinator. So what that was is when the recruits would graduate from the academy, they would come into the department. I would have them for about a month, and I would basically put them through all the paces, get them brought up to speed on our policies, teach them how to do traffic stops, building searches, domestic violence calls, all of that. Then I would assign them field training officers for 4 phases until they were solo. So I used to tell them, I was like, the biggest thing that messes with us is our own biases, whether they be bigoted, racist, homophobic, and the fact that we don't know how to talk to people. And you take things personal. Somebody gonna call you, excuse my friend, somebody gonna call you a motherfucker. I've been called the N-word. I've had to guard the Klan before. So don't tell me no bullshit. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this fool when he sits up here patting down bullshit ass tears, talking about he was in fear for his life. I saw my family flash before my eyes. Get the fuck out of here. I don't believe that crap for not 1 second. And you shouldn't either. Period. That's all bullshit. But what it was, it allowed, people are so damn stupid. And that's why we're in the pickle that we're in. I'm talking about for a total society. I'm not talking about white people and black people. I'm talking about the entire society. We are in this pickle because you have the vast majority of people walk around like sheep. Period. Straight sheep. They got blinders on. They worrying about what's in front of them. They barely remember what happened beside them. And if it don't happen to me, I'm not worried about it. That's how a Donald Trump can get into the White House. That's how the Republican Party can strip away 24 million people from health care, and they still keep getting elected. You just had a special election in Georgia. You had now it's a deep red district. You have a female who gets on national TV during a debate saying that she does not support a living wage, even though the people in her district need to be paid a living wage. And you know, they still 139,000 people still voted for her ass. Now, she won by 3.8%. I think she had 339. He had she had 139,000. I think he had 134, 136, something like that. And they still voted this woman in. It is ridiculous. I mean, just ridiculous how, and I know I'm off on a little tangent, but this is basically what I'm saying. You have a group of people who are sheep. They believe everything you tell them, from Fox News, Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, all these clowns. You know, you get these coons, David Clark, all of them basically saying, oh, there ain't no police brutality. And again, you have people so stupid that they'll sit up there and be like, well, damn, he's black, and he said he's black, and he's a sheriff, and he's saying there's no police brutality. So they'll sit up there and they'll believe that crap. It is freaking ridiculous. So I know a lot of you guys have asked for, you know, me to explain how you should interact with the police and all of that type of stuff right there. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. Talking to a couple of my people, maybe we might do a video on how to do it, just to stay protected. You know, just to be protected, just to leave that encounter with all 5 fingers and toes intact where they're supposed to be, and no gunshots, and you're not tased, or you in the back of the police car. You follow what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens as far as that concerned. It's a miscarriage of justice. No, I'm sorry. It's not a miscarriage of justice. There is no justice for certain people in this country. There is none. And the police, I'll end on saying this. I've said this before. I was in the academy in 1992, 93. I graduated the academy in October of 93. And from October 17th through November 1st of last year, I was gainfully employed except for 9 months. And I've already explained that I was terminated for 9 months for no reason. But anyway, when we first came on, and we was, let's give it a little background, because I know I'm going a little bit long, but oh well. We were taught, we were part of an initiative that then Mayor Glenda Hood had enacted, that she wanted the fire department and the Orlando Police Department to reflect the community. So if you had, let's just say, 20% African Americans, and you needed to have close to 20% or a little bit over 20% in the police in the police department. So we were the first class that enacted. So out of my class of 15, only 3 of them were Caucasians, and the rest were Latinos and African Americans. But all through the academy and field training, we were told that you have to see and articulate what you see: a gun, a knife, shotgun, something like that could do you harm, before you were able to pull that trigger and send that round down range. You had to articulate that I saw the butt of a gun, and he or she had his hand on, or they was pulling it out. You had to be able to see that this person had a gun. Not it looked like a gun. I thought it was a gun. No, that was a gun. We were showed slides of different guns, how you would put them around, so you could familiarize yourself with bulges, you know, in their pant legs and other stuff like that. You know, looking for shoulder harnesses or ankle holsters, that type of stuff. In 23 years, it has changed nationwide from that to all I got to say is I was in fear for my life. Well, hell, every time you get into the damn car, you could say that you fear for your life. Every day that I was in that car, some type of fear came across me in some type of way. Either it was doing a felony stop, it was in a high drug area, or whatever it is. But I use that fear to heighten my senses and make sure that I make high contact with kids, with kids and people, and make sure it was yes sir, no sir, and gave you what you gave me. You cool with me, I'm cool with you. You an asshole with me, I'm gonna be an asshole with you. That's just pretty much it. If somebody was to say, hey man, Corporal Bailey had, was this, that, and the third, what you first need to ask him was why, well, what did you do to make that person that way? You feel me? So when I hear cops get on there, oh, you should follow everything and this, that, and the third, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because yeah, if you're Caucasian, it goes that way. It goes that way. But we've seen if you're African American, it don't. I don't think I've ever told this story. I was with the department maybe 15 years, maybe longer than that. Maybe 17 years, right? Because my wife and I was separated, or maybe it was. Anyway, me and my daughter was driving up 95. We was in North Carolina. I think my daughter was probably, so it had to have been when we were still together. I think my daughter was like 12, 13, something like that. And I was speeding. I got pulled over. This little Caucasian trooper had came up. And he saw me. I'm driving a Cadillac. I rolled all four windows down. And he saw me, and he immediately was nervous. I saw it in his demeanor. He was almost shaking like a leaf. So I said, look, I have both my hands. I said, look, here's my license, registration, proof, insurance. I just want to let you know that I'm signal zero. I have a weapon in the car. I have all of my paperwork, my badge, and my ID are right here. He's just shaking. I'm like, can we go? I said, can we walk, so you could see my whole body. Can we step back to your patrol car so you not out and possibly getting hit by passing cars, and then we can talk, because obviously you can hear me. So he let me out. I went to the middle, and this man was shaking like a leaf. I'm like, dude, calm down. Because at this time, I'm 15 years in. 15, 16, maybe 17 years in. I know how a traffic stop is supposed to go. So I tell him, still got my hand. I said, calm down. I said, if you, I said, look, I don't have anything on me. So I grabbed my lapel like this, still got my hands up because I got my registration and license, insurance card in these fingers. And I have my badge and my ID in here, right? And I didn't even go down to my waist to pull up my shirt, but I did something like this and then pulled my shirt all the way up and then slowly turned around. And you got to do that with certain people because they already have racial biases against you. So if you're in a situation like that, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? What do? You in that type of situation, it's like, damn, what do I do? That type of stuff. So don't give me that crap that, there's good cops and all that type of stuff. Yeah, there's good cops. But what you need to understand is when good cops do nothing, they almost as bad as the bad cops doing everything. I'll just leave that like that. Now, I done ran almost 25 minutes just talking about that, but I'm just pissed off about that. It's just ridiculous. I was going to talk about the Bill Cosby acquittal, not even acquittal, hung jury. And I'll just basically step on that a little bit. I have no idea. No. That's a lie. See, I'm starting off lying. What I was going to say was I have no idea how that was a hung jury. That should have been an acquittal. I know exactly why. Because, again, you have a black man allegedly raping a white woman. Now, I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, but look at history. Prove me wrong. This chick looked like Lurch, right? And they told me, oh, well, look how she looked back then. Whatever. Look how she looked now. Three things that happened. Was it three? Two or three things happened that would have had me go for an acquittal and should have had everybody else go for acquittal. One, when when the defense brought up that she lied consistently and changed her story in the police, in her police report, constantly, i.e., he drugged me this day, such and such and such and such. And then they'd be like, well, okay, you said that you was drugged and you was passed out, but your phone record showing that you texting. Oh, well, no, it wasn't that day. It was this day. That's the first red flag. Second red flag was after this allegedly happened, months later, she called him to get tickets from him for her parents. Are you trying to say that's Stockholm Syndrome? Really? You feel what I'm saying? So them two, I'm like, I'm not believing her. I'm not believing her. And it's funny. Everybody want to sit around it. Not everybody, but a lot of people want to sit around and say, oh, well, this is not racial. This is definitely racially motivated. This whole prosecution is racially motivated. If it was a rich white man, they wouldn't give a damn. They'd be like, oh, statute of limitations. Think about it. The prosecutor campaigned on this bullshit. Campaigned. And you had a segment of the population feels that you know, they don't care what you earn, what you've done, how powerful you are. You still an N in a book. So that was just bullshit. But now all of a sudden, oh, they're gonna retry. For what? For what? And I guess going back to our first segment, what bothers me and what pisses me off about the situation is they came out around the same time, Wednesday, Thursday last week, right? The same people who were outraged that it was a hung jury and sitting around here talking about laws need to be changed, this is a miscarriage of justice, were the same people who was silent when this coward got away with murder. But see, he murdered the right one. He murdered Philando Castile, who looks like me. He didn't shoot somebody who looked like one of the white women. You follow what I'm saying? I know, dude, it's so funny. I said, man, they're gonna be mad. Yeah, you're gonna be mad. Hey, you are happy to not watch. Put the negative sign. It's fine. I'm shooting facts. Prove me wrong. That's all I say. Because I can prove everything I say within a second's notice. Look at the track record. Look at the facts. So they're gonna retry him somehow. I don't know. They said they was gonna retry him, but who knows? Who knows if you can get some jury? Because you only need one. You only need one person to hang up a jury. So we'll see how that goes. Now I'll end that on saying this. They had interviewed one of the alternate jurors that did not get to go into the deliberation room. And he said that he would have voted to convict, right? That's what he would have did. He would have voted to convict, first of all. He felt that they let down the chick. I don't even know her name, really don't give a damn. Really. You let her down. All of her inconsistencies in her testimony, but you let her down. It just shows you. You don't get no justice in here. And the reason Bill Cosby had a hung jury is because he had money to spend and he had a great, if you will, legal team that challenged the status quo. At first, they was trying to put an all-white jury in there. It was like, oh, hell no, that's not a jury of their peers. I understand that if I have to, I understand the Constitution is, and correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know everything, but a jury of my peers look like me. Look like me. understands me. That's why you put a jury. You would think that's why you supposed to put a jury of your peers, because they can understand you. They can understand what's going on. They can look at it, look at the totality. I don't even know how to speak right. They can look at the total circumference of the entire plot and come up with an idea and come up with either to acquit or convict. A jury of all Caucasians and a black defendant is not, I don't give a damn what you say, is not a jury of your peers. It's just not. It's just not. Now, if you want to say, okay, we should make it balanced to where the community is, okay, do that. But see, what happens is when you get when you have something goes on in Chicago, on the South Side, when you have something happens in Baltimore City, when you have something happens in the South Bronx, in Harlem, well, Harlem is gentrified, but anyway, but you know what I'm saying. They then won't say, okay, well, it's 80% African American. Well, you put 80% African Americans on the jury. No. They don't want that. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's funny how you have never heard of an all black jury or the majority black jury, even in areas where the majority are African Americans. You feel me? So, like I said, shoot, my boy Al, he said, I don't care if you're mad. Prove me wrong. I say, prove me wrong. We'll see. Now, the last thing, I got to get on coon ass Jason Whitlock. I think I've talked about this fat coon on 2 other occasions, and I'm hoping this is the last occasion that I got to talk to him. You remember last week when we were talking about the White House visit, a possible White House visit by the Golden State Warriors, the NBA champions. And I said that I'd be very disappointed if they went. Remember, I said that a rumor had came out that they had decided unanimously that they wasn't going to go right after. And then the next day, which that Monday, they said that they haven't made that determination. And then I think it was like Thursday or Friday, they actually said no. I list all of the reasons why they shouldn't go, period. And I stand on it. Everything that I said, I stand on. I said, if the president or his people invite you to go to the White House or Trump Tower and they want to talk policy, you want to sit down and we're going to have a dialogue, whether you agree with what I said or what, but we have a true dialogue, everybody should go. I believe that. Everybody, even the worst Donald Trump hater, should go if he's willing to sit down and talk. A photo op, like what that coon Steve Harvey did, Jim Brown did, another coon Ray Lewis did, Martin Luther King III did. That's bullshit. So I said I'd be highly disappointed. Well, it come out that they declined. They say they ain't going. They ain't going. No, they're not going. He's a pig. They're not going. We're not going to do it. Will be a photo op. And this fool, anybody who knows Donald Trump would look, I got him behind it. Y'all thought he would say something stupid. Y'all thought that because the NBA is 80% African American, y'all thought they wouldn't come. But he would say some dumb shit like that. Even if he didn't say it at the podium, he might tweet it. That's just how ignorantly narcissistic he is. So they just said, no, they ain't going. We're not going for no photo op. You want to holler at and change some policies? Talk about your racism and bigoted ways? Get that white supremacist out of the White House? We'll be there. But just to take a photo op and hand you a Trump jersey? Nah, miss me with that fool. Miss me with that one. Well, here comes Jason Whitlock and his fat ass. He says, and I quote, that not going is un-American and cowardly. No, listening to you is un-American and cowardly. Jason Whitlock had the nerve when him and Charlemagne got into their dust up, Charlemagne the God from The Breakfast Club. He had the nerve to sit up there and say how he fight for his people. You fight against your people. You are a hateful man, period. I put you in the same boat as David Clark, as Larry Elders, as the rest of them. You the same coon. You are the same person. You disgust me. It's ridiculous. Why should they go? And how is it cowardly? No, it sends a big message. Hey, we ain't going. You know, and the fact of the matter is, you know how many people are proud, white and black, because again, I got over 1,000 Twitter followers, which ain't shit compared to a lot of people, but is a lot compared to a lot of people. And we talk and we chop it up all the time. White and black, you know how proud people are. Hey, they stood up for something. The Patriots didn't, especially them coon, them high-paid slaves that was up there that looked like me. They didn't do that. But the NBA was like, we're not going. No, we're not going. Period. That says a lot. That speaks volumes when you sit up there and be like, no. We're not going to sit up here and skin and grin you. We're not going to do that. To me, that's courageous. That, to me, is courageous. But you know what? Fat ass Jason Whitlock wouldn't know courageous if it came in a side order of curly fries and a big bun attached to it. So, again, I think I said it before, and I hate cursing like this, but hey, Jason Whitlock, fuck you. Period. I got to end it on that. I know some people gonna be mad at me, boy. But it is what it is. I have to thank people for following me and joining. We just got another 140 new subscribers this week. Our marketing campaign is doing really good. I appreciate everything I think you guys do. Keep them coming. Our email address is bigrichlivehonthemic@gmail.com. bigrichlivehonthemic@gmail.com. Remember, we launched our new photography and videography productions, which is Behind the Lens Production. That is behindthelensproductions.com. You can hit us up. We will beat any legitimate price. It's got to be legitimate, but we'll beat legitimate price. So send us your inquiries at BT Lens Productions. Yeah. That's it. BTLensProductions.com. So I appreciate it. You guys stay safe. Again, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke. Please stay woke. Peace. I'm out of here.